Obviously, we open up conference play this week. Excited about getting started in that. I have a ton of respect for Marshall's football program and Doc Holliday, his coaching staff, what they've done there, since he's been there. So it's we know we're playing a very talented team, a very well coached team. They're coming off a tough one. We're coming off a tough one. So, but the respect that I have for Doc and his program, his players, how they play the game, the toughness that they play with, I have a lot of respect for those guys. They got their quarterback who's playing really well. Their offensive line, they return all 5 starters from last year. So it's a really good group up front. They got good skill guys. Their receivers can run, make plays in space, and their running back's good as well. So it's a really talented offense. Defensively, same thing. I mean, they've got their front 7 is going to be active. They're going to put pressure on the quarterback. Their secondary is going to challenge you, mixing up coverages with zone and man, different situations that they'll present themselves with. And then they're always really good in the kicking game, and that's not different this year. I believe they're leading the league in punt returns. They're up there in kickoff returns as well, and their coverage units are always good. So,
Coach, after 4 tough non-conference games, just how nice is it to switch over into the conference play some teams that obviously you've seen plenty of times before?
Conference play is always, it's always an exciting time, and we've had these first 4, 3 of these first 4 especially have been, top 10 team, top 15 team, top 25 team. So, we've played a gauntlet of out-of-conference guys. So, but that's what it is. And Marshall, I'll put Marshall up there with anybody we play this year. This is a good football team.
What does Marshall do? I mean, you have a history with them. What does Marshall do, especially this year, that could give your guys trouble on Saturday?
Well, I think to me it starts with we got to stop the run. They're averaging over 200 yards rushing a game. So that's where it starts. Their quarterback is not. He's looking to pass first, but he can extend plays with his feet. He can get outside the pocket and create things in the passing game or in the run game off pass plays. So we've got to be cognizant of him once he gets out of the pocket. That we don't lose sight of the receivers. And we don't just come up and try to defend him because he'll throw it over the top. So. But to me, that's where it starts. We got to stop the run, limit the big plays. We've given up too many big plays, through these first four games. And then offensively, we've got to find a way to establish the run. We've got to run the ball, and then be a little bit better, throwing the ball. We just got to be better. I said it after the game. It's not so much Marshall coming up or whoever we play next. It's about us. We got to correct some things and get better at some of the things we're doing.
Last week, they gave up 52 points, but really they've looked pretty good on the defensive side of the ball. Other than that, what do they do so well defensively? It seems like their linebackers, especially ones leading the conference in tackles right now, what do they do so well on that side?
They got good players. That's where it starts. Their front 7 is good. They're going to mix up their pressures, zone and man pressures. They've done a good job of. They held Boise to 14, VMI to 7. It's 33-31 to Ohio, and then they gave up, 52, there in this last game against a really, really good, Cincinnati team. So, they play hard. I think the big thing is they've got good players, and they put themselves in positions to make plays, and when they're in that position, they've made the plays. So they tackle good, and they don't give up big plays. It's been hard, I think they're giving up 150 yards a game rushing, 160, something like that. So they're not giving up a bunch of yardage on the ground.
Have they changed what they do on defense with Brad Lambert coming in as their DC now?
Maybe a little bit, not drastic. I think they pressure about the same as they did last year. They might be a little bit less, this year than last year. But they still, change their front, go from a 3-man to 4-man or 4-man to 3-man, so you're still getting those variations. Brad's an excellent football coach. What he did at Charlotte, as he built that program and, to win 5 games last year and, come within the last game of, getting him bowl eligible, the respect that I have for Brad is equal to Doc's. So, but no, they changed it a little bit, but not anything drastic, Chip.